regular season start for Amari Campbell, beside you at linebacker. How would you say he did with the club on his hand?
I say he did as I expected. I've been saying, like, every time I come and talk to you guys about Amari Campbell, I say he's going to open a lot of eyes and show a lot of people that what he's really capable of, what he's really made of. And he's a rookie, but he's a vet. That's what I've always been saying. Like, his knowledge of the game is so far above what his age is, and he did great today.
Did you have to, as a leader of the team, did you have to rally the guys after Max went down? I'm sure that was tough to see your starting quarterback go out on a cart. Did you have to, keep some guys' heads up after that?
We just said, we looked at him and said, we got you. We're going to do this for you. Looked at everybody around to my left and to my right. So we're going to do this for our brother, our fallen soldier. We went up there and we rallied.
What you think of the game Jabari had? Ended up with the 3 sacks. Was kind of all over the place. How would you kind of assess Jabari's game today?
I would say he did magnificent. J5, we always call him 99 overall ever since we first got here as freshmen. He can do it all. So Superman out there on the field.
Do you feel like that game was kind of a long time coming, so to speak? Like, did you see that brewing in him leading into this?
Yeah, I would say that would be his introduction to everybody that game.
Why do you think it's taken him longer than some people thought? Obviously a highly recruited dude, big rep coming out of Glenn. Like, why do you think it may have taken a little longer for him?
I would say for him, he's been, it's kind of the lamb in the defense in the sense of he could play all positions. So sometimes we'll move him around if people got hurt, and he would just be the guy to clog, take up 2 blockers, 2 gaps. But like I said, he's 99 overall. He can do everything. And I would say finally we got him in positions where he can really use his attributes to his best ability.
Max said that when asked about the defense, he said the gap control up front was outstanding, and that's one of the things that Coach Monachino has done such a good job teaching the guys. As a linebacker, how good was the gap control up front, and how did that help you?
We were sound all day, just communicating, talking about what we're going to do to the front if they give us a certain formation. And I would say just trust. That's just gap control is really trusting that your teammate is going to do his job and everything's going to play out the way it's supposed to.
Did they seem fresher up front because they were rotating a lot throughout the game?
They were fresh. You could see it. They were stoning everything up front and making it easy for me and AC and all the safeties to have to clean it up.
Howard, take us through the very end where they're lining up to kick the field goal that if it goes through, it wins the game. There with 4 seconds left, like, what were you doing? Were you praying? Were you not saying anything? Like, what were you doing before the kick, during the kick, and after the kick? What was that like?
Well, we got to that point and we said, man, we stopped him. It's just get everything you got on this kick and try to rush as hard as you can and defer it or make him scared of something or block it. And, we ran and rushed and looked up and missed it. So, ended up winning the game. Thank God.
Oh, sorry. And then on the sidelines, just what's going through your head when you're seeing Noah Burnett step up for each of those kicks?
Every time we went up there, I'm just thinking he does this every day in practice. Every time before we get into really the groove of things after we do flex, Noah just goes up there and knocks them through like nothing. So I'm just it's just practice for him. So he just showcased what he does every day.
5 3-and-outs you guys had tonight. Is that what you saw building over the last month in camp?
Yes, sir. We've been working out hard ever since Coach Collins got here in January. And honestly, we were trying to put the best defense in college football out there on the field each and every time we step on the field. So just working hard and seeing the fruits of our labor work, I think it's just, big confidence boost.
When we talked to a lot of you guys on defense the last month about Coach Collins' approach defensively, you all kept saying freedom, you kind of feel loose, take advantage of athleticism. Did you feel like that was all in play out there tonight? You guys were free, you were loose, your athleticism was allowed to be a big part of what y'all did?
Yeah, and he's going to call it a great play for whatever formation or scheme we see and allow us to use our abilities as best we can and make plays. I feel like we did a great job communicating today with one another and making checks and understanding, just playing the defense that we've been practicing since spring.
And on that note, Coach Brown was telling us that you guys were kind of dancing around before the game, and you said dapping each other up. Like that. Just tell me a little bit just about that and kind of the enthusiasm.
I really feel like football, especially with your brothers, is all energy. And I feel like every time we dap it up, we just exchange a bunch of energy amongst each other that we're gonna go out there and do it for one another, and we got each other's backs, and we got a bunch of love in the room.
And when you say dap it up, like what exactly does that look like?
So we walk up to each other, shake hands, hug it out, talk about scream, let's go, and I got your back, you got my back, and keep it pushing.
Take us through the play that Amari had where he poked the ball out and Travis recovered it. I mean, it was a huge moment, and fourth quarter seesawing back and forth. I mean,
He's a dog, man. It's a great play by him, man. It's a great way to shift, and he's gonna be a great player for years to come, for sure.
I know you haven't had a chance to look at it on film, but I guess from that linebacker spot, you had a couple plays where it was Bo, Kamen, and Dez, all on the field at the same time. Like, what is it like seeing obviously all those edge guys sharing the field, and then how kind of from your assessment, how dangerous can that be?
I call everybody in these 9 room the Monstars. They like huge monsters. So I got a lot of confidence when I see those guys in front of me.
When did the Monstars nickname, obviously we know where it comes from, but when did you guys assign that to them?
I've assigned it to them ever since, I'll be sitting there and it's like 6'6", 6'5", 6'4", 6'7". So I'm like, man, if those aren't the Monstars, I don't know who.
And then you have the in-game radio, if I'm not mistaken, right? What was that like?
It's like really just the NFL for real in terms of, you have a green dot and they can talk to you for 15 seconds before the snap and just give you keys, tips, reminders about personnel, what you're gonna see out there. And it's a help. It's a help that you can communicate checks and stuff with your teammates.
To be able to hold Minnesota and keep them out of the end zone on that last drive, I mean, what kind of message does that send to everybody about this defense?
We're gonna fight to the finish and give everything that we got. Put the ball down. We don't care what the circumstance is. We're gonna go out there and play.
You guys good with P?
What was the, obviously you guys had that 1 hour delay. I know it's not a ton of time, but what did that time look like for you? What were you doing to pass the time and everything like that?
Honestly, we pushed the pre-game meal back and went upstairs, and I probably watched like some YouTube for like 20 minutes and came right back down. It's like nothing really happened or changed for real.
What were you watching on YouTube?
James Harden highlights.
of all things.
Do you ever look up,
2019?
Yeah, 2017, 2018.
do you ever look up your own highlights? Are you watch your own
Nah,
highlights?
moving to the next game.
He watches
How-
film, Michael.
Power, did you get a chance to talk to Max? Did you go over, like a lot of guys went over when he was getting carted off? Like, did you go over there and say anything to him?
Just told him we're praying for you. We got you. We're gonna finish the game for you.
Cool.
I guess just one quick thing. The decision to give him one of the game balls, did somebody speak up about that, or was it just kind of an organic thing?
It was an organic thing. He went out there and fought for us and went down unfortunately, but that game ball is for him. He's gonna go out there and put his body on the line and help us win every single time. So.
All right.